Okay.
Oh, and the candy table over there. Wanda does not want to take the candy home. So enjoy your candy.
There you go.
You're getting confused, thank you. Hey, you're not done as well.
I thought I'd pick up a tip tonight. I'm the new waitress. I don't know what happened to her.
They're getting like
Thank you.
No.
Well, I should have vanilla because it's nighttime, but I'm going to eat chocolate. I'll be awake all night. Can't eat chocolate at nighttime.
There's vanilla here. There were a whole bunch of people now. I don't remember. Did they cut your, did they clear your table?
I think what we're going to do next is eat some dessert and drink some coffee and some wine and ask Martin Bidney to bring his violin and treat us to some music. And I saw Martin just a minute ago. There he is. Now.
Chocolate vanilla. Sorry, get some chocolate. Two chocolates. Okay. I got it. Did you want two wines? No, I want chocolate. All right, two chocolates. Chocolate. Another chocolate. You got forks? Okay.
I gotta catch up with here. Yes, well, right.
Quite often, because they come up against me. Quite often, now. Well, down and down company. Now, I've never been, well, the only time I've been down your road, somebody on the other side had a bad sales spell. Because I go down there. Well, I go through, I do a price, well, like 160 something.
Well, we're just off of, Dice, and then it's Gulfstream Drive. It's like
Right.
the first, we go into that little inlet there. Down the hill, go right to the right.
I know the northeast side because I live in that side.
That's wonderful. I don't have those.
And no, I know you don't.
But
Across the street down from you, one place has. Nobody in the street has that many except for you guys.
I should explain about that. I promised Tim Fagan I would play something Irish. So I have played you a couple of pieces by my favorite Irish folk-style composer, Thurlow, or Turlough, if you want Gaelic, O'Carolan, who was born in the latter 17th century and moved into the 18th. And he was a blind Irish harper, and he toured the country as something of a beggar, really. He was hoping to stay at the homes of the rich and to get bed and breakfast, and if he got that, then he would name his tunes after the host. So that jig that I just played is called Baptist Johnston, about whom nothing is known except that he probably gave Carolyn a pretty decent bed and breakfast. And the slow tune that I started with was also written by Carolan. These pieces are played today, and many Irish folk musicians do not know which ones that they play are by Carolan and which are not. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference. He is incorporated into the folk tradition, but he really was a composer, and he must have had somebody who could see riding with him through the countryside to write these pieces that he was busy composing, since he was totally blind. So he's one of my heroes. I have a collection which I have to order all the way from Dublin of the 200 plus pieces of his that survive. I also promised Barb McCrae and Wanda Wallace that I would play something from Scotland. So if I can get this fiddle to stay together with its chin support. I have. Yeah, well, that's not so good. Just a minute.
Hasn't changed a bit.
Sorry? There we go. Now this next one is a Strathspey, which is a Scottish dance. By the way, maybe, hey, where's Wanda? Yes, she's invited, and everybody here is invited to get up and dance if you feel like it. Oh no, that's all right, we'll forget it. I can play without the darn thing. It's like the Sun River dancing. correct this fiddle. There's a look of alarm on your face.
Martin,
Yes?
all the McRaes are thanking you. Yay!
Thank
Good job. He said he could do it.
you. Yes, I kept my promise.
Play that bluegrass when you play blues.
Steve asked me to play bluegrass, and I am about to do it now in a Scottish way. Because I'm still trying to please those other two people. Here is a reel that I've liked for a long time. I even taught it to my single violin pupil, who is also my dentist. I've told a few folks about this. We never exchange a penny. Yes, Miss Susan Cooper it's called, and it's a Scottish reel. And although it's not bluegrass, those word as, and it is American, when you hear it, I think you can see how it is the ancestor of all these things.
And I don't drink. Come on, somebody else has got to do it. I mean, there must be some people drinking. Come on. I used to go down on one knee. I don't think I can get up anymore.
Facebook tomorrow morning.
I heard that.
That's at University High School. I remember that. Yeah, Hunter. Was that Anne McFerrin?
Did you dance? I didn't have a chance to look.
I tried. I danced until Dave Collar said Facebook tomorrow morning, and I
Martin, you can give Clark Charlie Daniels his big lesson.
Thank you.
No.
Yes, you applied for an American Got Talent.
I've known him since I was 4 years
Well, now let's see. Here's something interesting.
Yeah, my dad. My dad was
When I was a freshman, a big event happened. Actually, two events. I got this violin, which I'm still playing. The following year, let's see, I would be 14. When I was a freshman, I was 13, because I graduated 2 weeks after my 17th birthday. So when I was a senior, I was 16, and when I was freshman, I was 13. And yes, and that was the year I got the violin, and it was also the year when my teacher assigned me a beautiful sonata by George Frederick Handel, and what's more, he had me play it for his Kiwanis Club.
Hasn't changed a thing.
I still have a clear memory of him standing up in front of those men sitting at their tables and saying, "Now we got you fellas out here today to get you away for an hour or so from Elvis and his hound dog and listen to little George Frederick Handel." And then I was supposed to take over. And I had a sonata here. Is the joy of my freshman year. I have to say that since this is the 50th reunion and we are looking at memories of value, I say that nothing caused me greater and more lasting joy at University High School. Then string orchestra, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and full orchestra on Tuesday and Thursday. Plus playing extracurricular string quartets with Jan. Stand up, Jan. Jan was our violist, and Amy Hazelrig played also violin. And Andy did cello, didn't he? Andy Hazelrig. And see, it was the Hazelrig family ran an awful lot of the music in Bloomington. Do you remember Amy's mother? Yes. She led the orchestra, and she was very, very good. All right, so here's what I played for the Kiwanis Club people to get them away from Hound Dog.
I'm sorry to interrupt the music. We have a request. Because you always want the spelling bee. The spelling bee.
I do remember a few spelling bees, yes.
Mike Miller and Jim Roberts have a word for you.
Mark, and you know, we do recognize your skill as a musician, but you're remembered in youth school as being a speller. So would you please spell for us the capital of Iceland?
What? The capital of Iceland?
Yes.
Reykjavik, yeah, that's not so awfully hard. And it shouldn't be R-E-Y-K-J-A-V-I-K.
Wrong.
R-E-J-K?
Capital R.
We're not laughing at you, we're laughing at Jim.
Oh, no, we're not.
For my concluding number, I would like to show, actually I've done, taken a step toward this already, showing the similarity of folk music with classical, because that could be a real dance too, couldn't it? That's just as much a square dance, I think, as the Scottish thing that I played called this. And I'd like to show another example of classical music that could just as well be called. He calls this piece a sonata, but actually it's more of a dance suite. And the second movement, he called it allegro, but he could have given it the name of a dance step. This is by Telemann, very good on music, folk music. I think he's one of the great underrated geniuses of the 18th century. And he used things. Actually, somebody has just come up with a new record pairing numbers by Telemann with their source in gypsy music. That's really something to hear. This then is the last piece.
Thank you, Martin.
Thanks, Martin.
You know, this was a pretty diverse bunch before diversity was a weapon in the cultural wars. There's a number of announcements we ought to make, but since Clay brought his slides and his soundtrack all the way here from northeastern Ohio, I think we ought to do that next. So we'll kind of give Clay a chance to get set up. You think we're ready to go?
I think we're ready. This is the one that I put together for the 25th reunion. And so we resurrected it, and it's being presented retro style with the 35mm slides and the cassette tape. When I did this, 25 years ago, and it's been lost for 25 years until Chapman found it. But I made an attempt to synchronize the lyrics and the songs to the slides. And when I looked at this the other day and tried to put it back together, the lyrics and the pictures have a whole different meaning today than they did 25 years ago. And I think you'll see that. So hopefully all this will work.
It over again and stop it after every slide so we'll identify everybody. I have to admit that I'm crying. I cried when they closed the Winn-Dixie store near our house in Tampa. But seriously, that's really wonderful. Thanks, Clay. And we can put all that stuff on the website if you want us to. That isn't hard. Bob Chapman put it on DVD. So I've played his slides on DVD. That's a lot of fun, and it's kind of fun to think of who all those people are. Just a minute, Janet. Quick. Yeah, I have a CD of them.
No, you don't need
You're going to see a bunch of antiques.
Okay, here's what we have to do next. I have a whole bunch of thank yous and call outs and stuff for people, and everybody has to talk to each other some more. I mean, you know, it's starting to get maudlin time for me. But we have to do something else first. Now, what the heck is it? Oh, we have to give everybody an opportunity to speak. And Barb Taylor asked for an opportunity, and so she gets the microphone first, and John Wright gets the microphone last.
Campaign and I go back. Either 4 or 5 years old, Halloween party at the campaign's house when we were dunking for apples. And someone whose initials are DC, I was trying to really get it, the apple on top of the water, and it's not possible. And I couldn't dive for about 25 years after that. Well, anyway. This is David and Jane. Would you please come on up here? You're welcome. David and Jane. Please. Now, I guess I'll give you the nice gift first.
Give us the stuff from the outlet mall first.
Yeah, on behalf of the class of '60, and we wouldn't be here except for Jane and Dave every 5 years. Don't you all agree? David, I had a terrible time finding photos, but it makes me cry to look at this. This is our 25th, and you can just look at who's in the photo. Jay took it just, you know, for no good reason, but Tom Hudson is there, and Dave, Jane, you're not in the picture. I'm sorry. Okay, that's fine. And you can, here's what we're going to do, class, I hope. Send some hard copies to Jane and Dave to fill up this album.
Yay!
Okay, because I mean, computers are fine, but I don't like to look at it. I don't even know how to, can't always turn it on, so anyway. Now.
So she means sign this, right?
No, send photos.
Photos to put in.
Send, we have something signed. Where did that go? I don't know. There's some signed things in here, but what I love about this for old people, you can put the date who's in it. So when you send your photos, will you please identify who they are? And whether it was 1960 or 90 or whatever it was, I don't know.
Just email them with the description of the photos, and Jane will go down to the CVS and get them printed.
You school hat for Janie. Wanda found this little gem of Jane and Dave together. Cute photo.
It's supposed to be a schoolhouse.
What year was that?
Oh, gosh.
It's like 1956.
Right, 56.
Right off the top of your head. He remembers every stage of
This
their.
is a little dog that we had just gotten when my big dog was gone, called Life Food.
Life food.
Yeah. It was.
I just remember I got that bird out of your house. I didn't even like birds, and I was brave enough to carry the bird and something happened in front of the house on First Street,
Yeah.
and opened the door, and the bird flew away.
Yeah, my dad had several parakeets that went out on people's shoulders. And he kept naming them Perky 1, Perky 2.
Well, it was not a good memory for me.
Nor for him.
Oh, I do. So now,
Here comes the bird.
this is,
Perky Dan.
I normally don't go to garage sales. In May, was wandering along toward my doctor's office, and I saw this IU kind of homemade snowman with a basketball, and I brought it home, and I thought, Jay's just gonna be pissed because he wants me to get rid of stuff. What? I left it in the dining room, and here is Dave McCampaign's big mistake. About 2 weeks ago, I said, so are you guys flying up? He said, no, we're driving. I went, yay! Yay, they can take the snowman! So Florida got the snowman.
We need snowmen in Tampa.
Now we have a picnic fair from Target. And then, actually,
When's the garage sale?
no, you have to take this all back. I'm gonna come down and see if it's there.
Check up.
Meyer, gotta love Meyer up here. They only are in the Midwest, so here we go. It's a magnet.
Okay.
20 seconds. It shuts off. They don't do the ending, that's the problem. And then, oh, yes. There's another card. Well, I don't know where it is at. Oh, here, this is the nice card. And this is from the girls' card, and from the guys' card. That's a nice one.
Oh, thank you. You're very welcome. When Clay asks, what's your passion, I'm afraid to say that this is my passion. That I really like somebody who's a lot smarter than me said, you won't ever make any friends any better than your high school friends. You know, that you might make friends, but you won't make any better. And maybe that's why I'm so very insecure. This is my passion. You guys are my passion.
It takes about a nanosecond, doesn't it, to know each other again? We haven't seen for such a long time. That's right. Okay, David. Here, you've got some ballpoint pens, Post-its, and notes for the fridge. Now, and sadly, at Meyer, they do not have any university school stuff. But since we were part of IU, all right.
Very applicable.
Now, those travel well. The snowman, I don't know, but he can go in the car somewhere.
Oh, yeah, well, like.
Tri-Kappa garage sale, 75 cents.
What a shopper.
I do know shopping, yeah.
I attest to that, right?
Yard sale tomorrow before he goes home.
It's hard to say how much you mean to us, but you do. All right, so
All right.
you have stuff for your car.
But it'll be wonderful when we need it.
Well, that snowman will make a big hit.
Okay, anybody else would like to make an announcement? You know, I need to say something right now that I bet you that Jan, AKA Janny Murray, this is your first class reunion?
No, I came to the 20th.
Oh, you came to the 20th? Okay, sorry, my fault. You changed names. I'm really proud of her, and you guys should really be pleased that she has kind of rejoined the class, because she's been a really enthusiastic volunteer for this reunion, and what a pleasure to have you back. And if you haven't seen the article that was in the Bloomington newspaper up on that table with the picture of the girls of summer, you really need to look at it, and Jan was responsible for that.
Thank you. I have one announcement that one of the members of our class that many of you remember, Christy Dickinson, she is becoming a well-known writer. And I have read quite a few of her books, and I have 5 of her books that I've finished with, and I've brought them tonight, and I'm giving them as a gift to the class. If any one of you would like to take one of those books, they're on the table there. And after you're finished with it, just send it on to somebody else in the class who might be interested. And I do know that she has a new book out, which I haven't been able to get yet. It's called The King's Daughter, and it's got very good reviews. So I just wanted to let you know. She did send some emails saying she was very unhappy she wasn't going to be able to be here, but she is in England, so it's a little bit of a trip here.
Do take a book, put your initials in the back of it, and send it to somebody else. Send an email and ask if they'd like.
And from Minnesota, I've got greetings and salutations from Paul Friends to everybody here. So he asked me to pass that on to you guys. So greetings from Paul.
I guess it's you, John. Anybody else?
Friends.
Thanks, David. First of all, Martin, where'd you go?
In our class.
Where'd Martin Bidney go?
And he graduated a year early.
Okay. Martin, you were the only one to get the whole class to shut up. I couldn't believe it. And I do want to say, like I told you at Nick's last night, I enjoyed it 5 years ago, and I enjoyed it again tonight. And I hope our next reunion, you'll be here with your fiddle. Great. The other thing I wanted to say was that I think we had one of the best classes go through University High School there was. It was a close-knit group, and it's really great to see everyone again. And I just hope that we can come back in 5 years and see everybody again. And all the people who couldn't come tonight, who are either sick or having operations or what have you, we wish them well. I hope everybody signed their cards. And that's about it, Dave. Okay? And I want to thank each and every one who helped put this together, because you're great people.
Just a minute, John. You have to do one imitation of Bob Pettijohn.
Charlotte, where are you? Okay, one day in senior government, I guess it was, or economics, Charlotte kept looking out the door, out the window, whatever, and Pettijohn watched this for a while. Pretty soon he says, "Charlotte, you look like a gargoyle."
I thought he would say something about a cork.
No.
Or a rubber band.
No.
Yeah, okay. In fact, I was told this last night. I don't think I was in the class when that happened. I can't remember. But one of the guys had to go to the bathroom to relieve himself. And Pettijohn says, "Oh, why don't you just put a rubber band around it?" Oh, I couldn't believe that.
Okay, you used to tell that better, John. Okay, I want to say some words of thank you and some call outs, and then we'll kind of have shed another tear, and then we'll shoot the breeze some more. Okay, where should I start? Let me start with the list that's in my pocket. How's that? Okay. Oh gosh, this is a long list. Paul Ball did not come tonight, but back in June of 2009, I was sitting at the bar at Nick's waiting for Nancy, Barbara, and Bill, and Lincoln, and Judy. And Paul Ball sat down next to me, and I said, "Hey, Paul." I mean, I talked to the guy in front of me at the A&P. So he said, "Hey, how are you?" And the guy sitting next to him said, "How do you know this guy?" I said, "I went to high school with him." And the guy next to him said, "He didn't go to high school. What are you kidding me?" But then Paul came over to sit at our table. I mean, sit at our table. I almost fell into Southern Indiana talk there. Came over to sit at our table, and we said, how did we do this, Bill? Anyway, Paul agreed to complimentary comp, as they say, a bunch of rooms at French Lick, and those of you who went to French Lick on Thursday night had an absolute ball, or a blast, as we used to say in the 50s. And so I want to thank Paul for that, because he pretty much picked up everybody's tab for the night. I want to thank Bill Nevergall for being the coordinator of the golf outing and the coordinator of the French Lick outing. I want to thank Nancy Long and Barb Taylor. You guys were really supportive and put together last night. Raymond Schneider, aka Ray Schneider. Yay! Here's a guy. Is this your first reunion?
No, this is my second. I was here at the 20th.
Okay, he was here at the 20th also. That must have been a popular one. But Raymond really turned up the heat and did a great job. A lot of volunteering to do stuff, and really good stuff. Somebody else, Charlotte Spangler Duckett. I guess your last visit was the 10th, which is really cool. And somebody else, is it Steve? Steve, are you the 10th? Steve Miller? Steve Wilson? 25th, okay. Anyway, Charlotte put together this memory board over here, which you should look at. She put together table decorations, including the Hershey's candies in front of you. She brought, oh, by the way, she brought her printer and laptop. And if you want a hard copy of any picture from tonight, or if you want to just go have one taken with that pink Cadillac, we can print it out tonight, because Charlotte brought good stuff, along with her husband, Roger, who's endured this whole thing. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Raymond.
What I'm going to do, I did all of the functions this time. I've taken almost 1,000 photographs, literally. And I'm going to put them both onto CD, and I'm going to mail them to each of the classmates. Make sure I've got your name and your mailing address.
Where's the list, do you know?
I'm not sure.
I don't have it anymore. Where is it? On the table in the hall. Now, there's no possible way that Ray could email you 1,000 photographs.
I'm going to physically mail you each classmate a copy.
Wonderful, thank you. Let's see, Sally and Jenny, who helped out so much with name tags and displays and things like that. You guys always are big helps. Clay put together the program for tonight. I didn't do that. He put it together. I just kind of said I'd stand up here and make a fool of myself as usual. Judy Bridwell Cobb, who is the class photographer. If Raymond has taken 1,000 pictures, she's probably taken 800. So Judy is so supportive just of the whole class. And UHS 1960 that I love her. Martin Bidney. Yay. Martin, thank you so much for coming 5 years ago and starting the tradition that now you're stuck with. Thank you. You know, it's really great. I'm sure the people down at the Bloomington High School reunion aren't doing any of this. Larry Lockridge had said that when he was a sophomore in high school, he went to Bloomington High School. I'm trying to do an imitation of Lockridge. And his mother said, well, as long as they're not teaching you anything, you might as well transfer to University High School. Everybody who helped out this morning, Steve.
Steve has a real quick story to tell.
Okay.
If you have a minute.
My sister and I caught up with
She's really smart, isn't she?
and we came to Bloomington, and I said,
As a junior, starting junior.
I said, Judy, I said, we need to go to Bloomington High School. Okay. We showed up Bloomington High School. Yeah, listen, we were really close, and a few classes, you know, there were 40 students for a class of about 20. And then the next class we were in, they didn't have enough books. So, for the entire class, so I left class, and they had hall monitors, you know, at Bloomington High School. And I went down there and got my sister, and I said, we've been there for the morning. I think this is the morning, this is, I got Judy, and we traipsed over to the administration building. And the hall monitor said, well, you can't leave us, so they gotta see us over to the administration building. I went out in my car, we drove over to University High School, and there's Dottie Lackey.
University.
Yeah. So we switched half a day after being at Bloomington High
I don't know how many of you know that Dottie Lackey was the best high school administrator that ever lived. Last night I told everybody that I was talking to that Tom Hensley never took a math class in high school because Dottie Lackey transferred him to an art class every semester because she knew that's where his strengths were and it wasn't going to do him any good to take a math class. And letting Steve and Judy in and doing some other stories that I'm not going to bring up now, but you guys might know them already. She was something else. On her 80th birthday, I sent her a birthday card that said, "A dry martini has been consumed in your name." I really did. Okay, let's see. What else do we need to do here? Wait a minute. Let me recognize around the room Jay Taylor and Steve Cobb, and Gary Long, who have put up with so many of these reunions. Yay. Now, let me also recognize Jairus Hammond, Sue Miller, stand up, and who's the other person? Elaine. Elaine Wright. Okay, Jairus Hammond, Bob Hammond's wife. Wait a minute. Elaine Wright, and where's my other person? There you are, Sue Miller. I swear they have all been to every reunion. And Betty Forbes, have you been to everyone? Oh my gosh. Okay, Betty Forbes. That is absolutely a wonderful, I mean, how many reunions is that? Now, well, Lionel, I mean, you know, we can put up with these guys. I knew I'd leave somebody out, but I really wanted to recognize the women, because that's got to be exhausting to come to these things and listen to me talk all this time. Yes, Barbara?
Before you wind it up.
Okay.
The people in this room who went to Elm Heights, Macoma, Hunter, are invited down to greet our VHS counterparts down the hall. Only those people. Well.
There you go again, Barbara.
Well, where'd you go to school? Well, then why are you asking? I said all right. Here's the thing though, they're having their 50th down the hall. A lot of us know each other. I have not seen them, literally, for So I'm just saying. You go down there if you want to.
Okay, let me start and go around the back. Just a minute, Jan. Steve Wilson, we haven't seen for a long time, and his wife Jean. Doug Horton, who started in kindergarten. Nursery school, sorry. And then transferred out after in the middle of his freshman year, and his wife Pat, they've been here before. Barb Steele Merkel hasn't been here for 20 or so years. Karen Smith Wampler, I don't know what your record is, but it's not very good. Your first time? You're a first timer? Oh, bless you. Thank you for coming. And thank you for dragging along that panther with you. Charlotte Spangler Duckett, second time. Yay. And she really is part of the gang now. Don Lawson and Di. Don's second time? Second time. Do you recognize him? Yes. Okay. Let's see, who else is a short timer? Raymond Schneider. Let's see, do y'all know Wanda's new husband, Ed? This is his second time. Am I missing anybody on the people that haven't been here very often?
Dave?
Yes.
Are you going to ask Wanda if we're going to have the flaming baton tonight?
No, I'm not going to ask her that. But I am going to suggest that before we all go home, that we take a class picture. Okay? All right. Okay, I promise, this is my promise, that I'll keep organizing if you keep coming. Because it's no fun if you don't come. Well, it is kind of fun. It's no fun once I get here. Yeah, Jenny.
Talking with Charlotte Spangler today and saying that there were 3 classmates in Colorado, she suggested that the next reunion might be in Colorado.
I think that's a great idea. Why don't we move this reunion around? And maybe have it in Colorado, and then Florida, and then California, and wherever. Okay, Charlotte reminded me that I forgot our most important person, Wanda. Wanda Wallace. Reese, Bukowski, all the decorations. Anything you'd like to take home with you, I think, within reason, you may. Not the centerpieces.
Everything else.
But everything else you may take home. Carol Roberts is in charge of her reunion at Carmel High School. And she just rented a Penske truck because she's going to take all this stuff back. Okay, that's enough talking for me. I'm going to say the following things. Have safe travels home. Be well, and God bless.
I think it's still that's one extra. It's been here for now. I mean, actually, it was probably clear that funding, first of all, almost all funding for now is coming from some Social Security, and so, and they only generally pay $3 a week. Of course, it'd be hard to get them.
I never know which one is being used. You can imagine what I have never hit a baseball with a bat. And it's not even something I can really understand.
And they didn't get
and even in basketball, it's not. So while other
had some, man.
We have a great time.
Yeah.
Their butt sticking up in the air, they get down under the hood trying to figure out what was wrong with it. When I say I know everything about Studebaker, it counts. So Wanda had left this 53 Studebaker in a bar, decided, so I said, well, I know all about these cars. I said, get in your mom's Crown Vic, and you get on the rear bumper and you push this sucker up to about 40 miles an hour, and I'll bet it'll start. So I put the old Studi in second, and, you know, you got up about 40, I popped the clutch, and it started, you know, and it's pretty good, and I was driving away, and all the time this little 2-year-old was in the back seat, you know, she was just so friendly, and I thought, this kid is so trusting. She's in this stranger in this frigid car, going 70 miles an hour down the road in second gear.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And then remember you picked me up in Bloomington. Yes. And then she got stuck in Bloomington. My car along with purpose and took me home. Put her on my kids, that's right.
Carolyn Wanda had an overnight.
Yeah.